Hello and welcome to IA Deutsch. Here we're going to be talking about the Plusquamperfekt, or Pluperfect as you'd say in English. When you're describing events that happened in the past, you use normal past tense. For example, if you wanted to say, I asked you, you would say, Ich habe dich gefragt. However, sometimes you need to compare two things in the past tense, like saying something happened before something else. And in those cases, that's when you want to use the Plusquamperfekt. In our previous example, you would want to say instead of I asked you, I had asked you. To do so, the new sentence would be Ich hatte dich gefragt. So you'll see that the two sentences are very similar, and the only change is in the first verb, where habe became hatte. In general, this is what you do to make any sentence in the Plusquamperfekt. You write it as if it was in the normal past tense, but you change the verb, which will always be either haben or sein, into its past tense form. So sein will become war, and haben becomes hatten. Let's review the conjugations for these two verbs. So the first verb we'll look at is waren, and to conjugate it, you would say ich war, du warst, sie es war, wir waren, ihr wart, und sie waren. The next verb is hatten, and to conjugate it, you would say ich hatte, du hattest, sie es hatte, wir hatten, ihr hattet, und wir hatten. So there are a few specific cases when the Plusquamperfekt is used, and that's when two things that both happened in the past are compared, and you want to show that one happened earlier than the other. And whichever one happened earlier, that would be the part of the sentence that would get the Plusquamperfekt. So for example, ich hatte dich gefragt und dann habe ich eine Antwort bekommen. Ich hatte dich gefragt is in the Plusquamperfekt, which we can see because we use hatte instead of habe. So we're saying, I had asked you, and then I received an answer. You use und dann to show that the first part of the sentence came before the second. Our next example is Ich war ins Kino gegangen, bevor mir angerufen hat. Here, instead of using und dann, we use before, which refers to I had gone to the movies before he called me. Here, ich war ins Kino gegangen, because that happens first, is in the Plusquamperfekt, which we can see because war is used instead of ich bin. So the third example is Nachdem ich Fleisch gegessen hatte, bin ich schlafen gegangen, which means in English, after I had eaten meat, I went to sleep. The first part of the sentence is in the Plusquamperfekt, which we can see because it's gegessen hatte instead of gegessen habe. The second part needs to be in the simple past because it happens afterwards, which we know because of the nachdem. So hopefully this video has been informative for you in better understanding the Plusquamperfekt. Viel Glück!